The whole concept of hand dominance is kind of odd to me. Did you know that according to a questionably reliable source on the internet, lefties make up less than 10% of the world's population? I didn't. That means that 89% of people are right-handed, and 1% of people are traitors. Wait, that's not right. As I go throughout life, I often forget I'm left-handed. Not that I actually forget, but just the practical application of it. Once I start picking things up, I remember very quickly. It happens with guitars, computer mice, can openers, chainsaws, or, when you realize that you put all the weapons of your Lego figures into their left hands and slowly converted all of your characters to join you in a life of left-handed living? I found out that being a lefty can sometimes make you feel like a case study. I had this one time where I was doing craft projects in grade school. Now, I'm bad at crafts, but that's a separate issue. Probably. We were making these fun little snowflake paper things. As a kid, I could not figure out how these things went. I would cut and fold, and then there wouldn't be any paper left, and I wouldn't have any snowflakes either. But after so many times, I thought I finally got it. So I pulled out the scissors to make the final cuts, and I noticed my classmate was looking over at me. I kept on cutting, but I felt his gaze hadn't stopped, and so I was like, wow, I probably messed this up terribly again. And so after finishing the snowflake, I turned around and I looked at him, and he finally said, "Why do you hold the scissors weird?" Like, I don't know, how am I supposed to respond to that? The idea that it's weird is honestly pretty one-sided. He just sat there observing me the same way that you would observe a Neanderthal who just discovered fire and then promptly lit himself up with it. There are a lot of myths out there about the side effects of being a lefty. I found this article online and it has 3 fun facts about lefties. Let's see what it says. Number 1. Left-handed people tend to be more creative. Well, all my lefty friends are artists, so it's possible. Number 2. Lefties are more intelligent than right-handed people. I'm not sure that's right. Number 3. Lefties have more severe mental health issues. Oh. I hope not. But I feel alright. If this article would have said something about lefties having an aversion to writing, I would have believed them, because it's just so hard for me. In fact, I would say it's probably my arch nemesis. Because of the way I write, I drag my hand through every single word I just wrote, and get graphite all over myself and the paper. Thank goodness we have typing now! Back in grade school, I had to handwrite everything, since computers were not for students yet. And cursive was also the future of handwriting, which I don't really think panned out too well. But anyways, even though I had to write papers that were a handful, I created a trick to combat this struggle. I would wear thermal shirts. They're these nice, comfortable, long-sleeve shirts, and I would tuck my hand underneath it so that I wouldn't smudge the paper nearly as much. It worked out really well for me, and for the paper, and probably for my teachers too, since they wouldn't have to read my smudgy hieroglyphs on the pages I turned in. And now, I use a drawing glove, which is super handy. Although, sometimes I do forget to take off my drawing glove, and that makes people ask what happened to my hand. Yeah, I do that more often than I would like to admit. Even though there are a lot of disadvantages in being a lefty, there are certainly upsides, like you can psych people out in sports. Or, what else is there? Oh, if you find yourself in the Bronze Age, and you want to become an assassin, and you want to get into the palace and get past the guards, they may not see that you have your weapon stowed on your other leg. So, that's pretty handy as you can imagine. According to WebMD, it's possible that we choose our hand dominance before birth. I don't know about you, but maybe we should have waited to choose something like that until we were actually born and saw the items in our world. So based on that choice, we may or may not have an easier time with some things. I guess it's kind of like having a random starter Pokemon. You could get something cool to help you along the way. Or you could get this. Yeah, can I get a refund? Is being a lefty bad though? Maybe. But not for me. I really like it. It helps set me apart a little bit, and it's also helped me grow in my independence a lot, because I have to figure all those things out on my own. I mean, not all heroes are right-handed, right? Hey guys, thank you for watching my video. While I was looking at information about lefties and dominance and stuff, I found there's an actual word of being afraid of left-oriented things, including left-handed people. It's called sinistrophobia. And if that doesn't sound right to you, that's because it's left. Okay, who wrote this in my outro?